Alright, let us do a test in PEBL today. Corsi Block design test. Open PEBL, and then essentially you know how to open right now, and you can click on use without password, and the test PEBL is launched. Okay, now select the right test. Click on battery and select Corsi, CORSI. Once you click on it, this screen is what is supposed to appear, and collect demographic details and launch it in full screen. Since this is a test that measures your visuo-spatial memory, it is always better to run it in full screen. Okay, and you can select run selected test, and it will run the test. You have to select it. Sorry, I was instructing you and forgot to select the test. Run selected test. Okay, and this window appears with the demographic details. Click your appropriate column, select your appropriate columns and click on OK. Give your age, and give the right age, by the way, that is important. And the test will launch, and another screen appears. Okay, the next screen looks like this. Alright, so first read the instruction out. So if you are administering this test to somebody, read the instruction out to them, make sure that they have understood this, clarify their doubts if any, and then launch the test. So now let us proceed to reading the instruction. You are about to take part in a test that measures your ability to remember a sequence of location on the screen. You will see 9 blue squares on the screen. On each trial, the square will be lit up one at a time in sequence. Remember the sequence. When the sequence is finished, you need to click on each square in the same order they were given. When you are done, click the button labeled done. If you cannot remember the order of squares, click them in as close the original order as you can. You will start with a sequence of 2 squares, and you will get 2 tries for each sequence length. The sequence will increase by 1 whenever you get at least one of the 2 sequences correct. If you are correct, your next list will be one longer. Click the mouse button when you are ready to begin. So once you have made sure that they've understood this instruction clearly, launch the test. But before you proceed, you are supposed to establish the rapport. So don't take that for granted. Just because you are administering the test to your classmate doesn't mean that you don't have to establish the rapport with the subject that is just coming into your lab. Okay, to select, to essentially test their visuo-spatial memory. So make sure that the rapport is established. You know who they are, what they're there for. Seat them comfortably, and arrange the PC in such a level that it is comfortably, they are able to look at it comfortably. Okay, and then read the instruction out and make sure that there are no doubts there, and then click on OK. And also remember the instruction. You are supposed to remember how to like, you might get questions like how to launch or what is the instruction for administering Corsi block design. Click on OK. The next scene will give you the rest of the instruction. You will first perform 3 practice trials actually to become familiar with the test. Then you will select, this will not affect your score. Okay, so click on the mouse, and this is the screen that appears. The squares start lighting up. The blue squares will become yellow, and then once you have selected, you can click on, and this is what happens. So essentially it will give you feedback on how you are doing. Are you doing it correctly, or are you doing it wrong? So if I do it wrong, then also it will tell you. See, so since this is trial, this will not affect your score even if you are doing it incorrectly. But once the original test starts running, if you are doing 2 trials incorrectly, the test will stop. Okay, so I'll click on OK, and then test will start running. It will start with 2 blocks. Normally you don't talk like this when you're doing your Corsi block design. This has to be done in a very silent, calm environment so that they can focus on this. But since this is a demo video, I'm taking the liberty to talk. Otherwise, focus on the test. So if I get it wrong twice, the test will stop. So I'm ending it I'm keeping this video short, so I'm getting it wrong. 2 trials wrong and I'm done. But when you're doing test, try to follow the lights as closely as possible, because this gives you information like this. Okay, this is the, so since I've done 2 trials wrong, the test has stopped running. That's the way to get out of this test. There is no other, like, you can, if you want to, you can click on this arrow and you will be able to get out of the test. But this is how you run the test. Okay, hope this is clear. It is important that you take a print screen of the screen and attach it to the record book one that is when you are giving the submitting the lab report. Okay, thank you for participating, and if you remember that you are done, it gives you blocks